Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to Kicking It with me. And today we're about to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But before we get into it, y'all already know the drill. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and come on over here and kick it with your girl. So we start this episode off with Kelli. Now, I feel like if Kelli would focus on this, she would be more likable. Instead of inserting herself in everybody else's beef, instead of trying to have a moment off of Porsha and having an issue with Drew, if she would just focus on her business, what she's going through, I think she would be more likable because her storyline can be relatable to somebody. She talked about how, her businesses aren't doing good at the moment. Her ex-husband owes her $50,000 in back child support. And she just kind of going through it right now. Like I told y'all before, when the season first started, and I noticed that they were blurring out her youngest daughter, veering them out the camera, like blurring them out. I figured that it was something in order that she couldn't film her kids, and she did say that. So that's weighing heavy on her. And I'm like, this is what we should be focusing on, Kelli, baby. I understand you frustrated with your life and the stuff that you're going to, but making Porsha your whole storyline is just not a good look, because now you look crazy and obsessed. This is when I think Kelli is cool, when she's actually being real and giving her true authentic self and what's going on. Because like I said, her storyline, it can be relatable. She did talk about dating a new guy named Jarvis. Well, that's his alias. And, whatever. Like, a lot of times we be like, it's too soon to date. But at the end of the day, I'm a type of person, like I always say, live your life how you want to live it. So she's dating. Okay, cool. They asked her about her t-shirt look, and Kelli is like, it's Tom Ford. I'm inclined to believe that Kelli is one of those people who think because it is designer, that y'all know how some people think when stuff is designer that it don't matter how it look, because it got a name behind it, then it's it's the thing. I think Kelli's one of them people, y'all. Y'all, if y'all hear noise in the background, child, it's about to start thunderstorming. But they have a scene with Porsha, Angela, Phaedra, and Drew, and they all look good. I thought they all looked really good. Phaedra looked good. I like that hair color on her. And, they just talking about what they got going on. Angela says she's fit to head to the airport. Her youngest daughter is in New York Fashion Week, which I'm like, okay. Porsha said she needed a break after Dallas. So Phaedra basically tell them that she talked to Kay. She had, the sit down with Kay. And basically, Kay said that Drew and Porsha is plotting on her. And Porsha is kind of taken aback because she's like, I've been nothing but trying to be her friend. How am I plotting on her? Like, she thinks that I'm the bully. How am I the bully? Basically. And so I think all the ladies are confused. I think we are still confused. I thought this was a cooler scene. It's just one of those things, like I said before. And y'all K. Michelle fans, do not come for me. Even if you do, I really don't care, because this is my opinion. But I think something is mentally wrong with K. Michelle. Allegedly. I said this last week, because when if y'all listen to the stuff that K. Michelle says, she never land on the big issue. It's like she talks in circles. She says stuff to kind of make it sound good, and then when you asked her directly, like, what it is, what's going on, where did you hear this from, who told you this, or how did you come to this conclusion, it's never a clear answer. And it's just like, at this point, I feel like, girl, you just reaching for something. And at the end of the day, Porsha is the big dog of the show. Whether a lot of y'all want to believe that or not, she is. And a lot of these ladies come on, aka Kelli, because Kelli been trying since last season when she first came on, to get a reaction out of Porsha. I feel like that's it, that's all. I see a lot of people trying to say, why is Angela cool with Phaedra and Porsha? And like I've said on multiple occasions, I feel like Angela just know how to play the game. We know Angela is messy. She don't mind being the bone carrier. And Angela just know how to play the game. She's wherever she goes, she's collecting information. Let's just be clear. But Angela know that this is a game. This is my job. I need to play the game to keep my positions, to win the fans over. And she doing it. She's doing it well. Like I keep saying, Angela is messy as hell. Her fingers is definitely not clean. But she know how to play the game. And this is why you see she kind of, even though she came in with Shamia them, they didn't bring Angela on. And Angela like, okay, I'm not even fit to play sides with them. I see how this is going. And hey, I might not see it for Porsha or Phaedra like that just yet because of what Porsha did say about Charles and stuff. But I know my role and I'm going to play my role. And a lot of y'all are so knee deep in, well, y'all are friends. These ladies aren't friends. They are co-workers. Let's be clear. And if it's just like any other job, I keep trying to get some of y'all to understand that they just like you and your job. Say you work a regular 9 to 5 every day, right? Okay, you go to your job and you might not mess with your coworkers like that. Like me personally, I go to my job, I'm cool, a lot of people like me, but it's because I've learned how to be cool, have conversations, and talk too much without giving too much of myself. They don't know me like personally, my personal business on a personal level like that. And I am cool with that. I don't have to know them like that. But we are co-workers. We can coexist. We have small chit chat that you have in the workplace, you know. A little this, a little that, nothing too major, and we get along. That's how it's supposed to go. I feel like some of y'all are too knee deep in the game, and this is why some people just don't work on these shows. We see Porsha and her family, so her mother and her sister Lauren and her daughter and her niece. And so basically, Porsha is talking to her sister and her mother about, you know, the Dallas trip or whatever. And I actually enjoyed this scene because I feel like this is housewife. You know, we in this big, nice house. I'm here with my family. We have the love. We have the kiki moments. It's some crazy shit going on. And yeah, this is, you know, this is how it's supposed to be. Not always drama. Even though we love the drama, but I like the fun shade, not this dark cloud that the newbies are bringing in. And so basically, Porsha explains to Lauren that she's talking to Sway and she's talking to Mike. And like I keep saying, I don't think her and Mike is really for real. But you know, we gonna go with it. Basically, y'all know Mike wants a baby. And Porsha's like, she don't want them, well, she don't want to have any more babies. And she's like, she know that's going to be a deal breaker for him. She said that she talked to Sway, and Sway asked her if she's dating anybody else. And she said, she was honest with her. She talked about Sway wanting a baby too, but Porsha's like, Sway can carry the baby. She talked about how Mike, you know, he came down to Dallas and the ladies was trying to get him to come back to the room. And she was like, no, that y'all, those men that are coming back to the room is y'all husbands. You know, he's not my husband. I'm not about to do this on a girl's trip. Which I just think this is just, Porsha has grown up a lot. And she's learning that it's a way to conduct yourself. And then shit, when you do stuff, you know how that's gonna go. If she would have brought Mike back, that would have been added to the other people's storyline. Y'all know how it goes. So that was smart on her end. Lauren did say Mike started hitting her up and was blowing her up because he hadn't talked to Porsha in 4 days. He sent the Marachi, I said Hirachi, y'all, not the shoe child. He sent the band over to play for her, and then Dennis popped up. She says Dennis stay like not too far from her, probably like right down the street, around the corner. He popped up, and she's like, okay, what is going on? He never pops up. Y'all, whoever Dennis woman is, I ain't did no research, but I need to go find her, because baby, she is strong. Unless they are doing this for like just a storyline. But not even just a storyline, because Dennis still be just doing the most in even now. Like, it wasn't nothing wrong with him saying Happy Mother's Day to her, but all the extra looking at the comments and stuff, any woman would feel a certain type of way. Like, all the comments is literally saying him and Porsha need to get back together. Porsha is your person and all this and that. So it's like, girl, you a strong woman. Like, you a strong woman. And I do think that Porsha she still has love for Dennis, but Dennis played in her face. He cheated on her in a very, very vulnerable moment. And I understand why she wouldn't want to get back with him if she didn't want to get back with him. Porsha also bought an amends for the babies to see like snakes and stuff, so like reptiles, because PJ wanted a lizard, I believe she said. So she's like, she ain't gonna get the lizard, but I let them, bring somebody in so they can play, see them or whatever. And her niece is like, this they touched the snake, and she's like, oh, this feels like a purse. I said, now not the baby talking about the snake feel like a purse, child. We pan and we see Shamia. So Shamia is going to see the surrogate. Y'all know the surrogate that her and Kendi both shared. The surrogate is the one that ended up ended up finding out that she had cancer while she was carrying Shamia's youngest daughter. And so basically she's there because they're about to get ready to, she found a new surrogate and they're about to get ready to do, I guess, the procedure. Not at this moment, but she's like, this is the last male embryo that she has. Kelli comes with her for moral support. Again, Gerald isn't there. When what's her name? I think the lady name is Shadonna. I can't remember her name. But when she asked where was Gerald, she's like, child, he don't want to be on these cameras. It is just like Shamia. I didn't want to be one of those people who was like negative towards her relationship, but the more you go on and the more you see, and this is why some shows isn't for people. And I understand Gerald not wanting to be on this camera. I completely understand, but it's like Shamia wants this spot so bad that I guess she's not willing to, compromise that with her husband, even though she has everything, so to speak, allegedly. And she confides into Kelli about how Gerald said that he didn't want her to act really, I guess, like he's finding reasons. She said at first that he said he thought she did a great job in the movie, and now he don't want to see her on screen intimate with another person, which I get that, as a husband, I understand that. And Kelli is like, well, that's, you shouldn't give up acting. Basically, if that's what you want to do, you still got to have a life outside of Gerald. And while I agree to a certain extent with Kelli, I agree that you should have a life outside your man. But my thing with this is, if he have a problem with a movie and you're acting, how do he feel with your butt all out over camera? How do he feel with you on the internet shaking your butt? You got your butt in all the pictures and stuff. I'm pretty sure y'all seen the footage of Kendi's birthday. So it's just like, I don't know. But I do feel like you have to take what Kelly's saying with a grain of salt. Just because, and I don't want to say because Kelli isn't in a relationship and she had a failed marriage, that don't mean a person can't give advice. But I will say that Kelli might come from a different space just because she's in a bad space right now. So of course she's gonna tell you to do. But this is something that I feel like, Shamia, you need to figure out, is your husband worth this show? Or what's the situation going on there? And not only that, it seems like Shamia is worried that she's not going to be able to have this boy, because we know she had 5 that didn't take. In which I get, I understand, that, her feeling like away. But it's just like, if the boy, if it doesn't take this last time, is he going to leave you if you don't have a husband? Because that's the way you're kind of acting. And honestly, I feel like Shamia may not really want any more kids, allegedly, especially with, everything that's going on with her last baby and her trying to do all this other stuff. But he wants a son. So it's like she's doing it for him. And I get that, like in marriages, you have to make those compromises. But it's like, if you don't have the son, then what? Because Shamia seems like she really stressed about that. And that's pretty much it. It's still kind of the same rhetoric. You see Porsha and Sway out on a date, and I thought this was actually a genuine scene. It didn't seem like overly produced. It didn't seem performative. It seemed like, you know, Porsha really likes Sway. Sway seems like she could be really good for Porsha. It was just a nice scene. A lot of people is like, oh, she loves anything with money, but it's like, why do y'all act like Porsha don't have her own money? Like, with her being in a top position now, I would hope that she would get somebody, you know, to match that. Because if you don't, you end up in certain situations. That's neither here or there. But it's just like she seems to bring out something in Porsha. And at the end of the day, I think I said this multiple times and I say it again. I am all for people living in their truth. I am all for people living the life that they want to live and living it how they want to live. Because we only got one time in this shit. And so many people spend their life living their life to society standards, to their mothers, fathers, their family period standards, and it's never happy, and are so judgmental and critical of other people because they don't have the balls to step out and live the life that they so desire. If this makes her happy and this is the life that she want to live, who is any of us to tell her, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that? And we learned that, you know, Sway and Porsha had been knowing each other. I guess they had changed numbers. She texted and Porsha never responded. Porsha said that she wasn't, you know, ready to come out, I guess, you know, to basically live in that truth. And she had just broken up with Dennis, or she was having issues with Dennis or something. But now we hear child. And like I said, at the end of the day, if she like it, I love it. Baby, do you. They're just like the same with K. Michelle. If you like that your man if you are okay with your man going out sleeping with other women, and you might be okay with watching, you're fine as long as he ain't paying bills. I might not understand it. I might not agree with it. But that's your life, boo. If that's what suits you and you're okay with it, who am I to tell you that you shouldn't be doing it? That's y'all relationship. And I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of people need to understand. Yeah, these are shows and we're going to have our thoughts and stuff on it. But at the end of the day, live your life how you want to live it, honey. So the ladies are getting ready for Phaedra's event. And we see Pinky and K. Michelle in the car together on the way to the event, child. And she's telling Pinky about Porsha talking to Nosh, which is both of their exes. Which is kind of crazy. And I respected Pinky in this situation. I guess Pinky said she didn't have her first share of drama right now. She kind of chilling. And I'm glad that she didn't insert herself in it. She kind of just listened. She asked questions and she didn't get in it. And I can appreciate that. And so we all know, like I keep saying, something is not right with K. Michelle. I don't know what it is with K. Michelle. I'm one of them people where I thought K. Michelle was cool. I like some of her music, but I've never been a super fan. I'm not a super fan of anyone. But K. Michelle has always kind of got on my nerves on these shows because, yeah, she can read. And that's kind of why I was like, I wasn't, you know, opposed to her coming on a show. I'm like, she can read, she can throw shade, she can hang with the girl. But this is not what I was expecting. Like, it's too much. It's like she's just looking for an issue off of anything. It's like she's reaching for anything. So basically, Nosh is the dude that she dated when she was on, the All Queens Men on the show that she didn't pick. So I don't know if they really dated for real or she's just talking about they dated from the show. But Porsha dated this man years before. I think before K. Michelle dated him. When she didn't know K. Michelle. So K. Michelle is mad because Porsha didn't tell her. And it's like, she's saying that Porsha is talking about her to Nosh, but the guy said that Porsha only said nice things about K. So I'm like, what is the issue? My thing is, if you dated him after Porsha, why you didn't tell Porsha? You didn't make any attempt to tell Porsha you dated this man. Porsha didn't make any attempt to tell you because Porsha said that she's looking at it like, you're married, you know, that's my ex. I haven't talked to him and, you know, we're not together. We both moved on. And I can see, you know, if they did grow a true authentic friendship later on down the line, yeah, this is coming up and y'all talking about it. But just fresh coming on to the show, we're not friends. We're co-workers, let's be clear. And I think that's where a lot of y'all get it misconstrued at. But at the same time, it's like, Kay, you didn't make no effort to tell Porsha that you dated this man. So why is it all on Porsha to tell you? Because who are you? It's like K Michelle wants somebody to kiss her ass and wants somebody to be, you know, trying to be her friend. And baby, it's never that deep. And I don't know, for me personally, and I know she was on somebody show saying Porsha is not a girl's girl and all this extra shit. K Michelle, you've never been a girl's girl. Let's be clear. And this is why I don't like the saying girl's girl, because it's only convenient when y'all want it to be convenient. It's like, I'm a real ass woman and I'm gonna say what I mean. I'm gonna mean what I say. And if you don't like it, or if you feel like I ain't doing something that you want me to do, then now I'm not a girl's girl. Fuck you in the girl's term. Like, that's the term that I don't subscribe to. Like, it's because I feel like a lot of y'all use it when it's convenient. I'm a woman. I love other women. I support other women. I celebrate other women. All of that. But I don't need to be, oh, she's not a girl's girl, or they're not a girl's girl, because K Michelle, it's like the pot calling the kettle. You keep saying somebody's not a girl's girl. When have we ever seen you display being a girl's girl? Let's be clear. At the event, child, they all sit down and they are, you know, about to have a dinner. And so K Michelle, I guess she said she's gonna address the table, which she did kind of say it to their face. But if y'all notice, she had two different energies. She had a stank energy and that rah-rah energy with Drew, but with Porsha, she kind of kept it cute. And she's telling Porsha that she's, you know, people are saying that she's going to expose her. And Porsha is like, expose you about what? K Michelle is like, well, why would I tell you what you're going to expose me about? Well, then why the hell are we talking about it? If you're not going to say what it is, why are we having this conversation? And it's just one of those things. I am, like, seriously over it. It's just like, this is just a waste of time. Entertaining, but stupid. Then she's getting into, like I said, she had a different energy with Drew. And she brings up Black. And Drew is like, why do you care? And K Michelle is trying to say Drew is trying to connect her to a Black and she's a married woman. But yet you're mad at Porsha for not telling you about an ex, but you're a married woman. It don't make sense. It's like you mad at Porsha for not telling you about a man, and now you mad at Drew because Drew assumed that you knew the man because of the way you greeted the men. Like, let's be clear. And for all y'all people that is just delusional as K brought this to the forefront. Like I keep saying, unless they edited something out, K brought this when she said, oh, Black is being in my DM and Black this is and Black that. When you seen her, oh, hey, Black, how you doing? It's nice to see you again. Blah, blah, blah. I will assume y'all know each other too. I feel like K Michelle just probably mad, low-key, because he's talking to Drew now. He's not worried about her. Y'all know how some women are. Some women want everything to always be about them. They want to be the center of attention. They want the show to always be about them. All the men to like them, because it seems that K Michelle is really male-centered. They want all the men to like them, and as soon as the men ain't thinking about them no more, then you got this other woman that he's with that's pretty and stuff. You really can't say too much about her. Now all of a sudden it's an issue. Now all of a sudden he wanted you. We don't give a damn. This woman is going through a divorce. She's trying to get the hell over Ralph. Nobody cares about you used to talk to him. And that's the type of woman that K Michelle is. Anybody that she see with somebody that she know a little bit about, oh, he used to try to talk to me, girl. He used to try to talk to me. She one of them. Like, okay, he off you. Y'all didn't talk. You said it wasn't nothing. So why are you dragging it along? Like, Drew is just like, keep Black name out your mouth. And I am really Y'all know Drew get on my nerves sometimes. But I'm proud of Drew for standing up. Because it's standing up for herself to K Michelle. Because K, you want to come in like a bully so bad. And you want to try to be a bully to people. And then when people give it back to you, you can't take it. Now you crying. Now you this. And y'all, did y'all see on Watch What Happens Live? She said that she's closest to Kelli and Phaedra. I said, Phaedra? Porsha, you better watch Phaedra if that's true. And it's like, now you want to be cool with Phaedra because you see Phaedra has a white audience. Let's be clear. You had issues with Phaedra until you got in their airport and you seen that Phaedra got real fans and shit over you. Y'all peep that? Like, K Michelle ain't fooling no damn body, and that's really the issue that she has with Porsha. She wants to be the HBIC. She wants everybody to, oh, this is her show. That's why she always said Porsha think it's her show. How you mad? You coming in Porsha house. Porsha been doing this. Like, and it ain't no like you can't come on here and you can't make your mark either, but you gonna come on here and you gonna respect my position. Like, hold on now. And I feel like that's the issue with K Michelle. Okay, like I said, she's used to being the biggest. When she was on Love and Hip Hop, the biggest name. Now you coming over here and you didn't think these ladies' name was as big as you because they don't have a singing career and they don't have all this and that. Like she tried to say, Drew is nobody. Drew been doing her thing for years, baby. We knew Drew before we knew you, let's be clear. So it's just like, girl, get off your high horse because you trying to be on the high horse, and like I keep saying, you're not even at the top in your class. When it comes to the R&B girlies, you're not at the top, K Michelle. Let's be clear. It's just like K is just reaching. And not only that, K is married. But this is why I'm going to say allegedly about this. I don't believe her marriage is real at this point. Y'all know she got married 2 weeks before the show. And I feel like with her coming now out and saying that, oh, my husband can date these other women and he can do what he want to do, I feel like that's a cover-up because their marriage is kind of like an open marriage. It's not really for real. And if somebody see him out with anyone, then she could say, I already said I gave him a pass. If that makes sense. I'm going to say allegedly, because I feel like, how do your husband feel that you are on this show and you are this mad over all these different men? And then why is you still so cool with your ex that you worried about what him and Porsha had going on? Like, let's be clear. And the ex sound like the dude, not, of course he's been on the show, so he just thirsty for attention is what it sound like. So which means he probably going back and forth through both of them trying to see what it is. And Kay, since you knew so much and you felt some way, why you didn't say this when you and Porsha sat down? Just like now you bringing back up the miscarriage situation and Porsha apologized for that. Like, nobody got time for this shit. And it's so funny because K Michelle was reaching for a moment, and just like that, her little garden gnome Kelli is the one who got her moment. Because as Phaedra is trying to explain and wrap everything up, Kelli gonna say, we done learned that Porsha is up with every Nigerian or something in Atlanta. And it's, or every African in Atlanta. And it's like, Kelli, why do you care what Porsha is doing with her coup? I don't, like, to all the women that are out there that is like, oh, Porsha's a whore, Porsha this and that. Why do y'all care? It's not y'all box. So why do y'all care? Like, baby, I don't have time to worry about what another woman doing with her coup. That's her business. If you wanna go through a whole football team, baby, that ain't got shit to do with me because it ain't mine. Kelli, we know she reaching for a scene. We know Kelli has been looking for a moment. She finally got a little moment. But we see Porsha has really evolved because Porsha, she was mad and she was about to go there, but she handled herself well, I feel. It's just like, Kelli, and now all your business is out there because now you have people actively on the internet looking for this preacher. And I think the point a lot of y'all is missing is that Porsha is saying she's not trying to out Kelli for sleeping with a married man like she haven't done it. She's outing Kelli because Porsha tried to mend things with Kelli. She tried to be cordial with Kelli and be cool with Kelli and drop the shit. Kelli is the one who keeps speaking on Porsha. It's so bad that even the people in production had to ask Kelli on one confessional. We all seen it. Are you done? Because her whole storyline is Porsha with a little sprinkle of her real life. Like, it's really delusional and obsessive at this point. It's not a good look. And so it's just like, I feel like Kelli is the one who's putting the battery in K. Michelle's back. K. Michelle said her and Kelli is really close. I know a lot of y'all is on Shamia about it, and I'm not saying Shamia hands is clean, but I feel like it's more Kelli than it is Shamia. Now, Shamia might have told Kelli some stuff, and Kelli is taking it and running with it, or we don't know. I haven't read Porsha's book. What all is in her book? Porsha, and I'm pretty sure they in Atlanta. Atlanta is not that big. People talk. So, ain't no telling she's taking this stuff and they're trying to run with it. They both want a moment out for Porsha. I don't see how y'all can't see that. But like I said, this wouldn't be an issue. I think the issue is the pot calling the kettle black. If Kelli is indeed sleeping with a married man, but you're trying to be on Porsha's neck about doing it too, baby, you just putting your business out there. And a lot of y'all are slow because y'all are saying that, oh, Phaedra started this. I don't think Phaedra started it. I don't know who started it. Well, she said she got it from somebody or whatever the case is. But if it ain't true, then Kelli, why are you so pressed and why are you so mad about it? Anyways, I digress. Don't y'all forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.